setting up for foam rolling or spinal or erector, so just to the side of your spine and your shoulder blade, you're gonna hug yourself so that you're helping to expose those muscles a little bit more. Make sure the foam roller is right at the base of your shoulder blade. We don't want to go any lower than that. We don't want to end up down on those floating ribs or our low back. And then you're going to lift your hips up. I've got a little curl in my spine, and I'm going to roll from the base of my shoulder blade up towards the top of my shoulder blade, up and down. You're going to want to do 3 or 4 passes or about 20 seconds in this spot, moving about 1 inch per second. And then you will do the other side. Switch which arm is on top when you go there. Then hands can go behind the head. You'll come all the way to the side so that we can do the lats and posterior rotator cuff. And again, we're going to start at the base of the shoulder blade and then work up towards the top and into the armpits. So we're going to roll down and up. Again, moving about 1 inch per second and doing about 3 or 4 passes here before switching to the other side, having the same setup as you roll all the way to the other side. After that, we can do our glutes. Setting up in the figure 4 for the glutes. The figure forward leg is the leg that we're gonna roll towards to foam roll that glute. And you can go up and down, remembering to breathe throughout the process. Nice, long, relaxing breath. And again, you can go up and down or even a little bit of a round and round kind of motion. About 3 or 4 passes here or about 20 seconds before doing the other side. For the hamstrings, setting the roller up just under the knees and hands by the hips. You can be flat, you can be up on fists or fingertips, whatever works best for you. Lifting up and then rolling forward. Making sure that your hands don't end up too far back behind you so that you don't end up in really like tipped forward position here. So that might mean your hands, depending on your kind of torso length and leg length, have to start a little bit more forward. Coming forward and back. I like to do 2 passes where the legs are neutral, 2 where they're turned out like ducks, and then 2 where they're turned in like pigeons, so you're getting all sides of your hamstrings. For the calves, you can set the foam roller up down near your ankle. Hands also are going to want to be by your hips. This is one you definitely want to be mindful that the hands don't get too far behind you. Use your other leg to help support the body weight and the rolling. So I'm going to lift up and roll up towards the knee and then back down. Same thing here, you can do 2 passes where the leg is neutral, and then 2 where you rotate the whole leg out. An external rotation, or like you have duck feet, and then 2 where you rotate the whole leg internally, like how pigeons walk. And again, being mindful of where the shoulders, making sure that as you get towards your knee, your hands are all the way back here. Breathing throughout the process, and 3 or 4 passes, or in this case, you could do 2, 2, and 2. Then for the inner thighs, you set it up so the foam roller is parallel to you, and then starting just inside the knee, you can roll in towards the pelvis and then back out. Wanting to move here about 1 inch per second. Doing also 3 or 4 passes on the adductors, your inner thighs, or 20 seconds. And then you would switch to the other side. for your quads. Set the foam roller up just under your pubic bone. You want to make sure your back isn't arched, so you want to lift up through your core, lift up through that rib cage so you have a nice neutral posture, some activation pressing down through the forearms and the shoulders on the floor. So it's a plank essentially. And then we're gonna kind of crawl forward to roll towards just above your kneecap, and then roll back down. Moving about 1 inch per second, and rolling either 3 or 4 passes or 20 seconds, but I also like to do 2 passes where my legs are neutral, 2 passes where my legs are rotated out so my feet look like duck feet, and then 2 passes where I rotate the legs in like pigeons